The Citroen C4 used to be a kind of quirky but a bit worthy choice, a 6 or 7 out of 10 car that got a bit lost in the mass of hatches. Truth be told, it was a bit dull. Well, ta-da! Because the C4 nameplate is now just essentially a tag on an entirely new thing. This C4 is unlike any C4 we've seen before. Yes, I love rhymes, I'm a poet, and I didn't realise. But before I tell you all about that, please do go to electrifying.com and do all the things you're supposed to do on websites, like, subscribe and notify. Because if you don't, eventually I'll starve. It's certainly not boring. It's got two faces, for one thing. It's got these kind of daylight running lights up here, which are becoming a bit of a Citroen visual signature, and then the main headlights here. It's also got these kind of speed scallops in the bonnet, which look really, really good, although they don't do anything. And then another one just behind this rear wheel arch, which gives it some texture. It kind of looks really nice and bulky. It's also, and this is a weird thing, but I like this black plastic cladding that goes all the way around the bottom of the car. It's not aggressive, it just makes it look nice and chunky. But that's not all. I actually really like this dinky little rear spoiler that bisects the rear windscreen because it just looks quite funky. And also, there's been some really clever work being gone on with a blackout pencil to make it look like it's got a floating roof. There's certainly plenty to get your eyes around. That's all very striking, but we're electrifying.com, so there must be a reason why we're here. It's not to drive it though, because the Citroen people say that I can't. Can we?
No.
No, the reason we're here is because there's actually a pure electric version of the new C4. It's called, originally, the e-C4, except that it isn't, because Citroen have decided to put an accent over the E. So technically, this car is the e-C4. Marketing departments are weird. Anyway, let's talk facts.
The e-C4 comes with a 50 kilowatt battery that'll manage about 217 miles on the WLTP cycle, which is fine. There's 136 brake horsepower to play with, it'll get to 62 miles an hour in a leisurely 9.6 seconds in the slightly ironically titled Sport mode, and hit 93 miles an hour if you're really committed. There's one pedal brake regen, good, 3 driving modes, Eco, Normal and Sport, the usual app for controlling charging and checking stuff, and it'll charge in 7.5 hours on a standard home wall box. Stick it on a public 100 kilowatt charger and you'll get 10 to 80% in just 30 minutes, which means it charges at a rate of 6.2 miles a minute. Best in segment, apparently.
You can actually charge it up from a domestic 3-pin socket, but that's probably best left for the occasional top-up, because it will take ages.
The one thing that really appeals about the C4 though, and this especially chimes with the e-C4, is the fact that it's being pitched as a comforting car rather than a sporty one. The suspension has what Citroen likes to call progressive hydraulic cushions that give it extra comfortable ride quality, which are essentially damped hydraulic bump stops that try to make everything super glidey. Now that'll help with a heavy EV. There's been proper attention paid to making it quiet with acoustic insulation. Even the wheels have been designed to reduce vibration. And there are plenty of gadgets and cameras to try and relieve you of the stress of driving.
On the inside, I mean, I'm not allowed to sit in this car, but I can see that it's actually got some really nice detail, and it seems to be made out of some really nice materials. There's plenty of room in the back, and in the front you've got a little display in front of you, and then a 10-inch one in the middle, which displays all the relevant information, of which there is a lot, because there are 20, count them 20, advanced driver assistance systems, so this should be a fairly stress-less car to drive. The one thing that I'm really interested in though are actually these optional advanced comfort seats. Particular attention has been paid to the postural padding, the ergonomics and the way you sit in this car, so that these really will look after you. Plus, you're sat up that little bit higher than normal and you can see out of it. It's going to be comfortable. I like that.
There's this smart pad support thing which holds a tablet for the passenger, this dash tray that holds a tablet for the passenger, and loads of storage and pockets and places to lose Murray mints and store fluff.
All in all, this is looking like a pretty rounded effort. There's a completely new look, loads of tech and plenty to be happy about. And now all we need to do is have a go.
It's just there. I can just do it now. I can drive it. No.
You're sure I just can't have a quick go?
No. Can I just have the keys?
No.
If you do want to know what the C4 is like to drive, then please do go onto electrifying.com and turn on your notifications. That way, when this lot finally do say oui to a test drive, you'll be the first to know.